Hey guys, it's editing me, and I realized I never did a proper introduction or intro to this video, so here I am doing that now. So it's basically just going to be a reading vlog. I read 3 books in this video. I show you clips of me reading those books, my thoughts on them. I also show you how I set up my reading journal, and also me filling it out when I finished a book. So just keep watching. So I'm a little late to the game. I already started this. This is going to be a reading vlog for Bride by Ali Hazelwood. It's my book club. I'm in Sarah Crowley's Patreon book club, and this was the book of the month that they chose, or we chose, I guess. So I'm currently reading it. I started it yesterday, and I'm on chapter 18, page 227. I'm actually watching Sarah right now. I just always have her videos on repeat. But yeah, I'm liking it okay so far. It's not like, I mean, it's her debut fantasy. I like it more than I liked Check and Mate. You know, that was her debut young adult novel, and I really didn't like that book as much, but this one's okay. Like, I kind of like the main characters. That's what I have to say. Like, it's really just okay, is how I feel about it. But yeah, I'll keep you updated as I keep reading it. I feel like nothing much is happening. I feel like I need more explanation with the vampire and wolf thing, or were thing, because I want to be like, I don't know. I just feel like I don't understand that world very well. I feel like I just went into it unexplained, and it's not that hard to follow along, I guess, but I would like more background on and like the history of the vampires and werewolves. I feel like that would help me reading this. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep reading, and I'll see you in a little bit. The next day, but I thought I would just share with you guys that I finished Bride, and I actually really enjoyed it. I thought, like, the first half, I was like, this isn't really my style, or I just wasn't as into it, but it got better. I'm totally invested in Misery and Lo's romance. I kind of like the vampire werewolf romance. I thought that was really interesting. And I feel like the way it ended, it set it up almost to be like part of a standalone series, which is exciting. I would totally be interested in reading that, but I thought I'd let you know that I finished it. But I also wanted to show you guys my reading journal and what notebook I use and like how I have it set up. Hi. So my reading journal is from Papier, I think it's called, P-A-P-I-E-R. But I have this pattern with the blue floral. I think it's so cute, and you can customize it to say whatever you want. So I have my name, and then it says reading journal on it. So the first page that I did is just like my introduction page to like me. So it just has like 2024 stickers, like Taylor Swift, coffee. This came with my phone case from Wildflower. The bears. Just, you know, wanted it to be cute. And then my next page has my ratings and then my reading goals. So I put down like what it means, like what my ratings mean. So 1 star means I DNF'd it, I hated it. 2 stars means I wouldn't recommend it. 3 stars means it was good, I would recommend it, it was mid. 4 stars means I loved it. And 5 stars means it's my new favorite and I won't shut up about it. My reading goals for this year, I just put how many books I wanted to read. I want to try new genres. I want to finish series that I start or that I've been in the middle of, because I'm tired of having so many series, and sometimes it's hard to like remember what happened in the last one when you're reading so many. And then I also want to reread Throne of Glass. The next page is my 24 books that I want to read in 2024. So over here I just have them all listed out, and then on this side I just did like a little collage of everything I want to read, just so I could see it visually. And when I read them, I just highlight the little numbers over here so I know that I've read them. So far I've read 5. Some of them are like new releases that are coming out this year. Some of them are just books that I've had on my TBR for way too long and I just want to get rid of them, kind of. Next page is my series tracker. As you can see, I have a lot of series that I'm in the middle of. That's why I want to stick to one series and finish them. So some of them are ones that I haven't started yet but I want to, that I have on my shelf, and some of them are ones that I'm already in the middle of. Some of them I might not ever finish. Like I don't think I'll ever finish the Outlander series, or it's gonna take me years to finish that because those books are so long and I can't even like, this is the most recent one that I read, Voyager. It's the 3rd book, and do you see how thick this is? There's so many words, and I didn't even actually read this. I listened to the audiobook, and I can't even tell you what I listened to. I have no idea. The first 2 books were actually easier to follow along and like pay attention to, but after that, I don't know if I can keep doing it. I just don't know. Then also the Addicted series, I started it, but I don't really care for the characters that much, which I know a lot of people do, so I'm not sure if I will be continuing that one. And then I accidentally left like these 2 pages open, so it's just my series continued, which I don't think I'll end up using it. And then this one's just for my rereads. So I just listed books that I want to reread this year, like all of Throne of Glass, my Emily Henry books, Love and Other Words, the last half of ACOTAR, because I reread it starting last year, and then I want to reread Powerless and then just have room to add more. And then my next page is for my monthly stuff. So I wanted to pick a book from each month that was my favorite, and it's ultimately gonna be one that I gave 5 stars, I would assume. My January favorite book of the month was Love Theoretically. I'm obsessed with that. It's so good. And I think I already know what my February one is, but we're not done with February, so I'm gonna wait. But I can't imagine finding another book that I love better than the one that I'm thinking of. And then the next page is just a tracker, so I can just color in like a bar graph for each month how many books I read. So in January I read 22 books, and I'm just going to do that for each month. And then it'll be a pretty little bar graph. And then it goes into my monthly spreads. So this is my cover page for January. I was actually really proud of myself for drawing this. I'm really bad at drawing, and that's why sometimes it was hard for me to get into like bullet journaling, because I'm really bad at drawing, but it's kind of therapeutic when you get the hang of it. And I found this on Pinterest. It's where I get everything. And then the next page are like the book club books that I read. So I have book of the month books. The Fury was my January pick, and I do like how many stars I rated it, and then my little review of it, and then my Patreon book club that I'm in I put down here. And then on this side is just I wrote down my TBR of books that I want to get to in January. In January I actually finished my TBR, and that never happened, so I'm really proud of myself. And the next page is all the books that I've read, and also for each book that I like really love. It's probably going to happen for like all the books that for the books that are my favorite for each month, I'll probably do a spread like this, where I just do like a collage of like pictures that remind me of it. Kind of like a Pinterest board in here, because I do that anyway, but I just don't print it out. I think it's cool to like visually see it on paper, and it's just fun. So I did one for Love Theoretically, and then over here is just all the rest of the books that I read. And then it goes on to the next page, and then I also did a little collage for Icebreaker and Wildfire. And then it goes into February. So I did the same thing. I think I'll probably do this for every month, just because it's simple and I like it. It's not, too much. It's not hard. So I have Bride down here for my Patreon book club, and then book of the month, Heartless Hunter. I just started, so I'm not sure what my thoughts are about it yet. I'm literally only like 14 pages in, and it's a fantasy, so it might take me a while, but that's what that one is. And this is my TBR, and I think I was a little too ambitious for my February TBR, because I had a bunch of romance books that I wanted to read, and then I started to get burnt out on romance books, so that's why I'm like reading fantasy right now. I was like, let me read these, my book club ones, and then I'll go back. But I definitely won't get to all of these. I've only read 6 on my TBR that I wrote down. That's really sad. And then I did a Crescent City page, which isn't done because I did this before Crescent City 3 came out, so I started to go back and add pictures from Crescent City 3 on here. And then it just goes into all the books I read in February so far, and I might have given myself too much room for this one. Who knows, maybe I'll catch up and end up using that side, but I think this is my favorite one that I've done because I love the pink tape around the border. And that's it. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys my journal and just let you know where I am in reading, and I guess I'm gonna try to continue Heartless Hunter, and I'll let you know how it goes. Anyway, it's been 2 days, I think, since the last time I pulled out the camera, but I finished Heartless Hunter, and I wish I had my camera when I was in bed last night, because I was having such vocal reactions to the end of this book, and I did not know that I was gonna be so into it. And I'm really sad because it's actually like just released yesterday, and it's gonna be a part of a series. It says it's book 1, and I just finished it, and it just came out, and it ended on a cliffhanger. This is my perfect enemies to lovers, but they stay enemies trope. I haven't read a book. Well, I take that back. Powerless still gives the enemies to lovers at the end, but they're still enemies, like where they're not supposed to, like one of them is like hunting the other kind, So this one, I don't think I ever said what it was about, but it's basically about this girl. She's part of like this, there are these witches that live in this world, and the country is like setting out to get rid of them, and like they've been purging them, and if you can tell, like witches basically have like scars on their body, and if you're like harboring a witch or close to one or not turning them, they will arrest you too. And so basically this whole revolution started where there were 3 witch queens that ruled this country, but people didn't like that the fact that they were witches and didn't like how they ruled, and they were kind of evil. And so that's how the revolution started. And the main guy in this, you find out that he has a past with one of them, and you don't really know what it is. And I'm not going to say what it is, but you see like why he does what he does. So he's basically a witch hunter, and Rune, our main female character, is a witch. And so after her grandma dies, she is basically devoted her life, after her grandma died, she has devoted like all her time to rescuing these witches that they've captured and like setting them free. So that's what she's doing, and they call her the Crimson Moth because when witches perform magic or cast a spell, it leaves behind a signature, and hers was this Crimson Moth. So I started calling her that, and everyone's on the look for her, but they don't know who it is. So now she's trying to find a suitor so she can get intel on like one of her grandma's friends was recently captured, and she's trying to figure out where she is so she can rescue her. So she starts a courtship. Is that the right term? I don't know. So basically her best friend's brother is the guy that I was telling you about. His name's Gideon. He's the one that is a witch hunter, and he they both court each other in hopes of, he suspects her of being the Crimson Moth and being a witch, and she wants to get information out of him. So they're both courting each other, pretending to court each other, but obviously along the way they develop real feelings for each other, and he becomes convinced that she's not it, and she's still falling for him, and like kind of her plans are kind of being put on the back burner, and you know how it goes from there, okay? Or you can guess. That crazy ending where I just love that they're not supposed to be together, but they fell in love with each other despite that, and like, it's just so good. I gave it 5 stars. I can't recommend this enough, and I'm super excited but also sad that I have to wait for the second book, because what is it going to be, like a year? I don't know. It's just depressing. This was so good. Anyway, I think that I want to start If Only I Had Told Her by Laura Nolan. That's like the sequel, or to If He Had Been With Me, or it's like from the guy's point of view for that one. So I really want to read this one. I kind of feel like I want a sad book, but also like it just came out and I want to read it relatively soon, and I feel like knowing that I have this on my shelf, I can't pick up any other book before this one. Anyway, so I'm going to start this, and I'll update you as I'm reading it. I'll try to get more reactions to me reading it, because I'm sure I will have them, because if you've read If He Had Been With Me, you'll know how sad that book is. So I hope this one gives me the same feelings, which is kind of weird to think like, oh, I want a book to make me cry, but like, sometimes you just need that, and I already know how this is gonna go, so, or I think I know, who knows. Anyway, I'm gonna go read it. still reading If Only I Had Told Her. And let me tell you something. I got my coffee. It's so sad, you know, because it's like, you know what happens in the other one. It's kind of sad to read about like his point of view and like how he felt about Autumn, because I'm like, because you know what happens, and it's just depressing. I feel like that's why I'm reading it kind of slow, because I'm like just taking it all in, and I don't really want to get, you know, to the end. But let me tell you, I love him. I love Vinny. He's amazing. I'm on chapter 12. I kind of just want to sit and like read this all day. Like, I kind of want to finish it. I feel like I could, if I just sat down and like focused on it, I could finish this, because it's pretty fast paced and like just easy to read in terms of like just sentences, not the content, because it can be depressing at times. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna sit and binge this, and then I'll come back with more updates. If only I told her that I loved her years ago, then I wouldn't be here now. Pain. This book is pain. Anyway, I'm gonna go try and binge this, and then I'll let you know how far I get or if I finish it. I just finished Finn's point of view, and If Only I Had Told Her, and I knew how it was gonna end, because, you know, I read If He Had Been With Me, and I don't know, I'm still acting surprised that this happened. I just didn't want to read it again, and it's so sad reading it from his point of view. And I know this book, I'll probably cry when I get to Autumn's point of view, but right now I'm in Jack's point of view, and it's after what happened. If you know, you know. I'm not gonna say it, but it's gonna be an emotional day for me, because I'm not even halfway through yet, but I want to get halfway through. I guess I'm gonna keep going. Hopefully it's not too painful. Okay. I finished it. I cried multiple times. But I still loved it. I give it 5 stars. I feel like some people were disappointed with what it was about, and like how the rest of the story played out. But I just love the characters, and I love the story, even though it's depressing. I think it ended, you know, pretty good for the circumstances. And it feels like you get more closure, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna need a light rom-com. A lighthearted rom-com after this. Yeah. Because this was emotional. But now I'm going to put it in my reading journal. I printed it out because I thought I already did. I printed out some other ones, some other books that I'm going to be reading, or that I just put on my TBR. I like to go ahead and print them out like all at once, especially ones that I have right here, just because it's easier. This is my TBR card, by the way. I don't think I said that. Because these are ones that I'm focusing on reading more so than ones on my actual shelf. So I like to go ahead and print them out. And I have them in these like little file folders that are cute that come when you order from Cloth and Paper. It's where I get some of my tabs for annotating from. And I have 3. So this one has new releases that come out this year that I wanted to keep them all in the same, like keep them all together so I can just reach in that one. This one is more like my monthly TBR. So like this, I have all the books that I wanted to read in February, and I have a big cutout version for. It's like I have 2 journals. Don't ask why, but I've been doing both. I don't need to, I guess. And then I have the mini ones that I use for this journal. And then this one is just my TBR in general. Just all books that I want to, kind of for this year, but also it's got some of my 24 books I want to read in 2024. So I just put them in there when I print them. So I'm going to do that. And I'll show you what it looks like afterward. And then we'll probably end this video. Okay, so I finished my reading journal. I'm gonna end the vlog here. I hope you enjoyed watching, and leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want to, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video.